Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Eko Sakapurnama from Faculty of Administrative Science, Universitas Indonesia. Welcome to the online course on organizational innovation. In today's session, we will be discussing about the urgency of organizational innovation. Over the course of our discussion, we'll explore why innovation is no longer optional, how organization can approach it strategically, and look at some real-world example through case studies. Let me start the lecture with a case study. Why did company giants like Nokia, Kodak, or Blockbuster fail? The classic answer is simple: they failed to innovate. But let's dig deeper into it. These were massive companies with immense resources, thousands of employees, and huge customer bases. So the real question becomes, why did they, with all those advantages, still fail to innovate? To answer it, we look not just at innovation itself, but at the environment in which organizations operate today, a world where change is faster, competition is global, and technology is rewriting the rules of the game. So if innovation is so important, why do organizations fail to do it? The first reason is complacency. Success can actually be the biggest poison for the future. Take Kodak. For example, they invented the digital camera, but buried it because they wanted to protect their film business. In the end, that decision cost them their place in the market. There's organizational inertia. Large companies often have rigid structures, complex processes, and deeply rooted cultures. All of this make it hard for them to respond to change quickly. Nokia is the classic. They need dominate mobile phones, but were too slow to move from Symbian to Android. And third, the innovator's dilemma. Sometimes companies are so focused on serving their current customer that they ignore disruptive technologies coming from the bottom of the market. Blockbuster is the perfect example. They paid no mind to Netflix's early mail-in DVD model, and ultimately, they failed to compete in the market. Now that we have established the factor of what makes an organization fail, I'd like you to think about our organization. What are the main challenges that could affect us in the future? It could be internal challenges like culture, structure, or resources. Or it could be external ones like technology shift, competition, or customer expectation. Now let's zoom out a little and look at the big picture. According to the Filmmakers and Cell in Leadership 23, there are 6 megatrends that are reshaping the way organizations and leaders operate. First, individualization and value pluralism today. People want more personalization and recognition of diverse values. The second, the environmental crisis. Sustainability is no longer optional. It's a core driver of business and innovation. Third, globalization 2.0. Markets are connected more than ever, but also more complex with new rules, tension, and opportunities. The fourth is the digital era, which involves from big data, Internet of Things, AI, machine learning, and so on. It changed how people work, communicate, and access information, leading to the new working patterns. Fifth, demographic change. Aging population in some regions and youthful ones in others create different kinds of workforce challenges. And sixth, technological convergence, where AI, big data, robotics, and biotechnology come together, accelerating change even further. All of these megatrends influence how working pattern, which then cascaded into how organization and even team must adapt. Let's look at a real-world case. TikTok in the US, owned by Chinese ByteDance. TikTok grew rapidly but faced US scrutiny over data and national security. Alongside globalization, we are also living in what calls the digital era. Just like evolution, organization must adapt or risk being left behind. The tools we use, the way we communicate, and even the way we define value are being transformed by digital technologies. And this transformation doesn't stop at digitalization alone. It's moving toward Society 5.0. This concept developed in Japan envisioned a society where technology, AI, and IoT don't just drive efficiency, but also solve social problems. So, from what we have discussed, that begs the question, what is organizational innovation? Formally, organizational innovation means adopting new ideas, processes, and structure to improve effectiveness and adaptability. It's not just about technology, it also includes new ways of managing people, designing systems, and building relationships. But according to Gerald H., organizational innovation means adopting new processes, methods, and ideas in management, system, and external relation. It is shaped by leadership, culture, and knowledge sharing. When both administrative and technical innovation align with continuous learning, organizations gain better performance and stronger competitive edge. Research shows that organizational innovation drive three key outcomes. First one, improve performance. Second, sustain competitive. And the third one, support technical innovation. And finally, innovation is built on system and culture, not just ideas. First, leadership and strategy. Commitment from the top, embedded in the core strategy. Second, culture and psychology. Encourage learning and safe experimentation. Third, process and tools. Use agile, lean, and design thinking methods. And lastly, ecosystem. Collaborate widely open innovation is essential. That will be all for today's session. Thank you and see you next video.